Good evening, everyone, and welcome to part one of the 21-22 season announcement. My name is Tim Sauers, Vice President of Programming and Community Engagement here at Overture Center, and with me is Karra Beach,
Programming and Community Engagement Manager here at Overture Center.
We're at Overture tonight, Karra.
I know we are. We're here.
We're live.
In the room.
We have a live audience tonight with us. Hello, everybody. This is our first time we were able to get together, and we're all here because all of us in the room are fully vaccinated. So we, as part of the mandate with the county, are allowed to gather. And the other thing that we're allowed to do is take off our masks. So yay, look at all these faces I haven't seen in forever. I mean, forever we haven't seen each other. But anyhow, so we have an exciting season, and I hate ums. We have an exciting season, and tonight we're going to share Overture Presents. We're going to share Broadway, even though we did announce that season in January. We're going to re-show that. We also have a couple of series to talk about. So we have a lot of shows. Are we ready to get started? Should we learn about some of the shows tonight? Are you excited to be out? I know, right? It's weird.
I know. I don't know that
it's weird, but it also doesn't feel like we left, right? Because that's how our friendly environment that we're all in. So we're going to start. And I'm looking at you, and I don't know why, Karra. Because that's so non-camera. It's so non-camera looking at you. So we're going to start by, we have a couple of shows right now that are already on sale. We have Mike Birbiglia's show that was rescheduled that is coming back.
I'm not usually a stand-up comedian fan, but Mike Birbiglia is hilarious. I think he's hilarious because he's so honest about putting just everything out there for everybody to laugh at, and it's fun to. Well,
he talks about his family a lot, and if you don't know Mike Birbiglia's work, he has a sleeping disorder and sleepwalks, and he has to sleep at night all locked in. He sleeps in a sleeping bag, gloves on his hand. They have to lock a room and lock him in his room. True.
Yeah.
And he talks about all of that. He had a show on Broadway a couple years ago called The Big One, and he talked about all of that. And he has a wife, and he has a daughter. He might have two now.
He might, yeah.
And his comedy is all wrapped around his family, and he's really just great. You can listen to him on Netflix. He has some Netflix specials on there. And if you get a Sirius Radio on the Netflix is a Joke channel, they do a lot of Mike Birbiglia's work on there. And Alton Brown, what's not there to like about Alton Brown, coming around again. And then we have Alton Brown Live Beyond the Eats, which is back in March, and it's the first ticketed show that went back on sale.
You ready for a video?
Okay, the first series we want to share with you is sponsored by Exact Sciences. It is our 8th season of National Geographic Live.
We're all searching for what surprises us, inspires us, and pushes us further. Take a walk through time with Egyptologist Karra live on stage as she reveals a world of intrigue and the power struggles of remarkable women rulers, from iconic queens to mysterious women behind the scenes. When women ruled the world.
I'm Dr. Ray Wynn Grant. I travel to the most amazing places on the planet, tracking, tranquilizing, and studying some of the world's most dangerous and exotic animals. I'm driven to discover the science that will ensure these animals will survive.
My role as a scientist is to ask questions that haven't been answered.
Each expedition pairs me with a new team in a quest to collect scientific data. The dangers are real, but with the survival of a species at stake, the risks are worth taking.
Hummingbirds fly in a way that no other creature does. And we've only had a very rough way of describing how they're able to stay aloft. This is how a hummingbird dries itself off. It shakes itself so violently that the water droplets basically explode off of its body.
It's a popular series over the years as this has grown really into a very institutionalized program for us, you know, being 8 seasons and all. But we're going to start something new with National Geographic Live. If you subscribe to the whole series this year and get the seats that you want to sit in, next year it'll be treated like Broadway and you can renew your seats. And it will be counted as another subscription package. Because it is popular. Many of the shows get to sold out or close to sold out. So if you haven't subscribed to that and you're interested in subscribing, I would highly recommend doing that. All right, our next series is our Cabaret series. And the Cabaret series sponsored by Bell Labs. And we're so excited to have Bell Labs as a long-term sponsor for us in Overture Presents programming. Many of you I know have gone to that. That's the beautiful, intimate setting in the Capitol Theater where you have the chance to sit on the stage and have dinner, look out into the hall, and then the artists are on the stage looking into you. Next year, we're only going to have 2. We purposely chose not to host one in the fall because we don't know if that could actually happen. And so we have Nicholas Rodriguez and Tori Scott.
I've never been in love before. Now all at once it's you forevermore. I've never been in love before. Thought my heart was safe, thought I knew the score. But this is wine, it's all too strange and strong. I'm full of foolish song, and out my song must pour. So please forgive this helpless haze I'm in. I've really never been in love before.
Feel on the verge of going mad, and it's time to punch the clock. I put on some makeup, turn on the tape deck. I pull the wig down from the shelf. Suddenly I'm Miss Midwest Midnight Checkout Queen until I head home and turn back to myself.
One of the things that I love about the Cabaret series is the artists who come, right? We have jazz artists, we have Broadway artists, we have pop artists on there, and every one of them walks away and says what an amazing experience they had being on that stage, and you can feel it when you're in the audience.
It's a magical space.
It's really just a great. This is going to turn into a subscription, not this year, but next year. This year because if you had tickets for Tori Scott, you could roll those over. We didn't actually cancel. Was I right on that, Dave? Thank you. So hers came later, so we were like, okay, well, we're going to announce that soon, so let's just roll her over. But Nicholas Rodriguez, he was completely canceled and now brought back. He's a lovely gentleman. He is like a true cabaret artist. That is really his style. And I met him in New York, and he's very hot, too. I just have to say he took my...
Tim's prerequisite for booking.
He took my breath away when I met him. I was like, oh. I'm like, hello, young man. Right?
They're also both really good storytellers,
and
too,
they are
which I'm
good
excited
storytellers.
about.
Great storytellers, but it's so true. We're going to move into the 21-22 Overture Presents season. And as I said at the beginning, this is part 1. Because what we're going to do tonight is only announce the shows that are in the fall and early winter. So the shows that are coming later in the winter and into the spring and summer of next year, we're not going to announce those until a later date. So we're going to start with dance. So that is Water Street Dance out of Milwaukee. And they're an amazing company, young choreographer, young dancers, contemporary mix. They are a resident at the Marcus Center in Milwaukee. And in 2019, when we had our Rising Stars, which is our talent search competition, they were the big recipient that year. And as part of receiving that award, they get a concert on one of our stages. So we're presenting them from their 2019 victory in 2021. Another delightful company to work with. And they are keeping it fresh and current. We're, you know, as we are put together our marketing materials to announce the season, they're like, well, we have new photos now, we have different dancers now, we're really changed our repertoire around in the last 2 years, we have some new pieces that we want to change in and out, and I think that's great. That's one of the things that I love about, one of the things that I look at when I'm booking artists is their relevancy to today, right? And being fresh and being new. Not new as necessarily as being an artist, but new in their voice and their material and everything that they're putting out there. So that is Water Street Dance. Next, we're gonna move into music.
No.
No. Next, we're gonna, what are we moving into?
Comedy.
Oh yeah, comedy. Next, we're gonna move into comedy, so let's watch.
Hey, it's just me, Paula Poundstone. And on October 8th, I'm gonna be in one of the best places in the entire world, and that is the Capitol Theater in Madison, Wisconsin. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. How have you been? I have missed you so much. I hope you're wearing your masks. I hope you're getting your vaccine. I can't wait to just be together and laughing. I'll tell you, in this last year, I've just sat on this bench, petting this cat. I rubbed a hole in her neck right here. So it'll be good to be with you. Okay, I don't want to confuse you. I'm going to be there on October 8th, but on October 7th, I got to lint lift this shirt.
We have 3 great comedy shows coming to Overture in the fall. One of my favorites, and I got an opportunity to see him live, was Tape Face.
I found a really great video of Tape Face because, you know, his part of his gig is that he doesn't talk, right? He's a mime. And I had to know what his voice sounded like. I'm like, there's got to be some interview somewhere where he actually did talk, or some earlier videos where he's doing a different skit. And I finally found one from, he was interviewed by somebody who was in Vegas while he was doing his Vegas gigs. And he doesn't sound anything like what I expected him to sound like. It was very strange. But it was an interesting interview because he talked about how the character Tape Face, or it was originally, I think, Boy with Tape on his Face or something like that, came to be. And he came up with the idea and tried it out at a club one time. And the first time he tried it, he couldn't not talk. So when he came in the next night, one of the guys backstage said to him, well, the only way you're going to make this work is if you put some gaffer's tape on your mouth. And so that's what happened. So it all came about from somebody making a suggestion because he wouldn't be able to not talk otherwise, which I thought was, you know.
He's really funny. Tape Face is really funny. I had the opportunity to see a show in Vegas, and he wouldn't talk to me either. When we were saying goodbye, the manager introduced us, saying, you know, he wants to bring you to Madison. And I said, but only if you talk to me, and he wouldn't talk to me. So, but anyhow, really, really funny guy, really great, fun show. It's all audience interaction. Like, he doesn't have a show without audience in it. And one of the things that I loved about the beginning of his show is they made an announcement to say this is a pure, you know, audience interactive show. If you get chosen to come up on stage and you don't want to interact, do not come up on stage because you will ruin the show. And it's true. You know how people like get up there and try to go against the person or try to stop them in some way, but everybody did it, and everybody was really fun. So we're excited about him. The great David Sedaris is always a joy to have in our building. He's back with a new book that he just came out. Wisconsin Public Radio is presenting him along with University Bookstore. Mm-hmm. And then Paula Poundstone, she's a legend, and she will be here as well. So that's our comedy. in the fall. Now we're going to move into music.
Hello, I'm Peter Noon, Herman from Herman's Hermits. Guess what? I'm coming to Madison, Wisconsin, the Overture Center in Madison, Wisconsin, October the 21st. One show. It should be fantastic. Stars of the 60s. Probably include Herman's Hermits starring Peter Noon and loads of other stars from the 60s. Hope to see you there. The Overture Center, Madison, Wisconsin, October 21st. Be there.
Belleza encantadora, sol que adorna tu frente y tu sonrisa soñadora. Recibe con ellas de mi alma un suspiro y ya me retiro. Va a seguir soñando ser mío tu corazón. Te traigo estas flores.
One of the shows I want to point out is Mariachi Herencia de Mexico. They are sponsored by Bell Labs, and they're making a return engagement to Overture. They were here
2 years ago?
No, everything was 2 years. Nothing was like, I don't know when they were here. They were 3 years ago. It would be 3 years. Three, Dave is telling me. There were 3 years ago they were here. They're out of Chicago, and they're a group of high school students who are trained in mariachi. They are amazing. They are so professional. They're so great. They've been Latin Grammy nominated. This is a brand new show that they're bringing to us. And for some of the shows that we bring in, we also do school shows. So this is one of the companies that's going to come in and do a school show in our on-stage series.
The schools are always so excited for this one to come, too.
Yeah.
It's a great one for the school shows.
I mean, I'm telling you, I didn't expect it to be so professional and so polished when this was a group that I didn't see prior to booking, but I was very happy with it. And we had a great audience that night with the show, and so we're going to bring it back because they're just down the road and they can just drive on up from Chicago. And then the Vienna Boys Choir, always a popular show with us, and for the first time we're having Stars of the 60s. We have even more music for you coming to Overture Center.
I'm George Winston. I'm a piano player. I'm looking forward very much to playing in Madison live again on Monday, October 25th at 7:30 p.m. at the Capitol Theater. It'll sure be great to be back.
So Mannheim Steamroller, everybody, you know, that's a show every other year in Madison. It is still a show that sells out like crazy.
It's a tradition.
It is a tradition, that's right. You know, we have lots of traditions in Madison with the Nutcracker and the Christmas Carol. And Mannheim Steamroller is one of them, brought to you by the State Bank of Cross Plains. And Chris Mann coming back with his Phantom Voices show, brought to you by Bell Labs. He is a delightful person, and I don't know if you've been watching all the during the pandemic. He's become a big star during the pandemic because he's doing all these spoofs and satires. His first one was, instead of the song My Sharona, it was My Corona, which was really, really funny. He has 1 million of them out there. I think he said he had over 3 million hits.
Something like that.
Or something like that, or 30 million hits, like something ridiculous of all the videos and stuff that he's been doing over the course of the pandemic. He also had a pandemic baby that's very young. And then the great, of course, George Winston. Last time he was here, he was in the Playhouse, and this time he's going to be in Capitol Theater, so you have great musicians of all kinds. We have one more Overture Present show to share with you, and this is film number 4 of Harry Potter, The Fire of Goblet, the Goblet, Goblet of Fire. I was close.
You were close. I'll give you credit for that.
Close.
That's hilarious.
All right, so this is the 4th in our series of the Harry Potter films, The Goblet of Fire, and our collaboration with the Madison Symphony Orchestra. If you've never gone to one of these films with the symphony, it's just an amazing evening of, gives you chills to have the score played live with the movie. And I know there's so many Harry Potter fans. So in February, we'll be bringing the 4th film to you.
My 10-year-old is very excited for it. Over the pandemic and the homeschooling, we started him in on the series, and he's on The Prisoner of Azkaban right now. So he's almost there. So I figure by February, we'll get him to the 4th book. And so I'm excited to get tickets for him to come see it, because I told him, I said, you watch the movie, and then the symphony plays the music to the movie. And he's like, oh, that sounds awesome, Mom. My baseball sports kid is like super excited about it. So it's kind of fun.
Now, one of the things that we're doing special for the Fall and Winter Overture Present shows is the opportunity for you to form a subscription. This is a make-your-own subscription by picking a minimum of 3 shows, and we have discount. So for 3 shows, it's 10%. For 5 shows, you save 15%. If you choose 7 shows or more, you save 20%. All right, so that's it with the Overture Present shows that we have scheduled this far. But always be watching your emails, because new shows are added all the time. And so be watching for other shows. All right, we're going to move into Broadway. You all already know what the Broadway season is. We're going to start, before we move into Broadway, with another announcement about a previous Broadway show, and that is Come From Away. As you know, was originally scheduled back in year 1920, and for those of you who are subscribers in that season, we moved the show to be opening at the end of September into early October of 21. But right now we're announcing another move of the show, and it will be in November
15th through 20.
To November 15th through the 20th of 2022. It is a show with our community partner of Associated Bank, Come From Away.
I'm Irene Sankoff, and I'm the co-author of Come From Away.
And I'm David Hine, and I'm the other co-author and her husband. Come From Away tells the story of when 38 planes and thousands of passengers were diverted to the tiny community of Gander, Newfoundland, and the surrounding towns. The people were welcomed off the planes by the people here, and they gave them everything they possibly could.
The generosity in this story that happens in Newfoundland really rhymes with what it was like to be in New York on 9/12 and following. I think New Yorkers were their best self at that moment.
There were almost 7,000 people who landed here, and there was almost 9,000 people in town at the time, so we wanted to tell 16,000 stories in a 100-minute musical with 12 actors.
Suddenly I've got my earwig. Suddenly there's no one saying stay grounded. Looking down, passing them by.
You just can't tell the story without music.
There's very few moments where there's not music.
I have been struck by how much the audience wants to tell their story after the show. You walk through the lobby and everybody comes up and wants to talk about the show and what they were doing that day.
It's been truly humbling to know that we've touched people's lives with this story, because I know we were incredibly touched.
You found your heart, but left a part of you behind.
So here is, once again, the 21-22 Broadway season.
To us and our good fortune. Be happy, be healthy, long life. And if our good fortune never comes, here's to whatever comes. Drink the highest.
About Mean Girls.
Mean Girls. It was very fetch.
Now that's a party.
A revenge party, a party that ends with somebody's head on a
Yes, it's the most exciting thing we've ever done. I mean, I was a theater kid in high school and a nerd, and so I don't have the skills to actually be on Broadway. So this is my chance to be a part of Broadway. Was writing this show with my husband and with another woman named Mel Benjamin, and they're just like the greatest, most talented people you'll ever meet.
Everybody wants connection. Yes, I know they have their friends. But what is one friend more? 'Cause I know they know this feeling. So I brush off their rejection at our core. Just ignore her. We can't ignore. Just
Welcome to North Shore High.
For everyone, show them all. It can be done if music blares and no one cares. Your unruly heart looks music now. And people see how the world could one day be. It might come true if we take a
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten and only loved nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear? Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, and when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and
I want you to know this is a compliment when I say I started crying in the first song, and I did not stop.
You will be found.
I think a show like Dear Evan Hansen can start a great dialogue about being your authentic self, which is a really hard thing to find and to be. It can start conversations about the importance of actual human connection.
The Tony Award goes to Dear Evan Hansen.
If you only say the word from across the silence, your voice is heard. You were not alone. 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 Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need someone to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. Let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. If you only look around, you will be found. Even when the dark comes crashing.
And so we're honored to add these costume pieces that are on the table here to the Smithsonian's collections so that we can tell the story of this remarkable play in our exhibitions at the museum.
Let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. If you only look around, you will be found. Even when the dark comes crashing down, you will be found. You will be found. You will be found.
You will be found. I've got sunshine on a cloud day.
I think for your birthday, you should have 4 tickets to go see 8-2 Proud on Broadway. Would you like?
It's one of the most buzzed about shows on Broadway. 8-2 Proud is the story of the Temptations.
The story of the Temptations, the new musical Ain't Too Proud, celebrating one of Motown's most successful acts.
Broadway's smash hit new musical, Ain't Too Proud, the life and times of the Temptations.
Incredibly talented cast of the smash hit musical Ain't Too Proud.
I know you wanna leave me, but I refuse to let you go. If I have to beg, plead for your sympathy, I don't mind, 'cause you mean that much to me. Ain't too proud to beg, and you know it. Please don't leave me, don't you go. Ain't too proud to leave, baby. Please don't leave me, girl, don't you go.
Could you have ever imagined 50 years ago that the Temptations would be on Broadway?
You could have tipped me over with a feather before I would believe this would be happening to my life.
Now I got a love so deep in the pit of my heart. And each day it grows more and more. I'm not ashamed to come and plead to you, baby. And pleading keeps you from walking out that door. Ain't too proud to beg you, darling. Please don't leave me, don't you go. Ain't too proud to plead, baby. Please don't leave me.
live from New York City. Here is the cast of the sensational Tony Award-winning Broadway musical, Ain't Too Proud.
Can't turn the gray sky blue. I can make it rain whenever I want to. Oh, I can build a castle from a single grain of sand. I can make a ship sail on dry land. But my life's incomplete and I'm so blue, 'cause I can't get next to you. I can't get next to you, baby. I can't get next to you. I can't get next to you. No matter what I do.
Ain't Too Proud, opening tonight on Broadway at the Imperial Theater.
There's nothing like Hairspray live on stage. Hairspray is sort of like everything that's good in the world. It's about the joy of music and dancing and singing.
What makes a musical spectacular is the music, right? That's why you sing, that's why you dance, because the music inspires you. And Mark and Scott's score for Hairspray is one of the greatest scores I've ever had the pleasure of working on.
I can't wait to work on this music again. I can't wait to hear it in my sleep.
Hey mama, look around. Everybody's grooving to a brand new sound.
I always call the piece sweetly subversive. It's just overwhelmingly joyful. The timelessness of it is because it doesn't really belong to any period.
Hairspray is about inclusion, acceptance.
It's the unimaginable triumph of the heart. The fact that no matter how bad it gets, there's a way out. That's the message we need to hear again. And loud.
Hey mama, welcome to the 60s.
No matter whatever mood they are in when they get to the theater, they leave
in a different one.
You just have this brand new perspective on life, and so you feel fresh and new and excited about what could happen.
I can't wait for you all to see it live on stage.
We really look forward to you guys checking it out and feeling the joy that comes with Hairspray.
If you haven't seen it, now's your chance.
Hairspray is exactly what you need.
Patiently waiting, I'm passionately smashing every expectation, every action's an act of creation. I'm laughing in the face of casualties and sorrow. For the first time, I'm thinking past tomorrow. And I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just so country, I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. We're gonna rise up, it's time, take a shot. We're gonna rise up, it's time, take a shot. We're gonna rise up, rise up, it's time to take a shot. Rise up.
There you have it, Broadway at Overture, with our presenting partner, Broadway Across America, and American Family Insurance as the sponsor of this series. Are we excited about our Broadway series coming out? I know, right? Really great shows. Madison is a town that our shows want to come and play with. We also have community partners for our Broadway shows. We have Associated Bank for Fiddler on the Roof. Mean Girls is SupraNet Communication. Findorf is a community sponsor for Hairspray and Ain't Too Proud. And Associated Bank, that we mentioned before, where Come From Away, which is, again, not part of this season. That's coming separate. So as a subscriber, you have a 6-show package, or you could choose Hamilton.
No,
You can choose
Spamilton.
Spamilton. There is the show Spamilton that I'm trying to book, which is the spoof of Hamilton. For a Broadway subscription, the package is 6 shows. You can choose Hamilton as your 7th show. You can also add National Geographic right now, Cabaret series, or any of the Overture Present shows to be part of your package of shows that you're going to buy. Current subscribers who are subscriber between May 10th, they'll have between May 10th and May 24th to add subscriptions, to make changes, to do all of that stuff. So everybody here in the house tonight who are all subscribers, you'll have the opportunity to do that. And then starting on May 25th to June 1st, we will open it up to donors who are not subscribers. And one of the things we did when we announced the season in January is we started a waiting list for people who are interested in being a subscriber. We did not open it or put tickets on sale. Now we're putting new subscriptions on sale. So they are those that have signed up on the waiting list is the next priority with the donors. And then June 1st and after, we will open it up for new subscribers who are not on our waiting list. We have a popular season. We're going to have a popular subscription number again this year, and so we're excited about all of that. The other thing is if you're a new subscriber, you want to move up in the tier, make a donation today, and then you get to move into when the donors and the waiting list start. So if you want to make a donation today, and your donations help to support our education and our engagement programs, such as the On-Stage series of student performances, our Kids in the Rotunda series that's here on Saturdays down in the Rotunda, and the Jerry Awards. And May 22nd is this year's Jerry Awards, and it's a little different, isn't it, Karra?
A little different this year, yeah. Because of the pandemic and because schools around the state had to do various things, very creative things, to either have a show or do a virtual show or do some sort of live stream, we decided not to do the standard program and review shows. So instead, we decided to do something we've wanted to do for a while, which is have a student-focused and student training kind of focused program. And so in January, we opened up an application for students around the state. They did not have to have be at a school that had participated in the Jerrys in the past. It could be any school, to apply to be a part of what we called the Jerry Company. And with that, we hosted some Zoom meetings where we talked about character type and acting through song and choosing the right song for you as an actor, and then talking about audition tips and techniques. And all of this was driven to kind of help students figure out how to prepare for an audition, not just for our program, but just in general. At the end of those workshops then, we had about 47 students that applied and that were a part of the program. We didn't have any prerequisite or cutoff, or anybody could come in. But at the end of that workshop series, then 30 or so of them submitted a video, which was an audition video. And from those, then we selected 20 finalists because we are participating in the National High School Musical Theater Awards, the Jimmy Awards again. And so we had to have a way to choose our students. And so this was one of our methods. So we chose 20 semifinalists who will then perform in this room as a part of our 2021 Jerry Awards show. And that's going to be part of their audition, is choosing 2 songs. They will come in and they will sing a solo, and that'll be part of their audition for the panel that'll be in the audience at seats probably pretty close to where you all are right now. And then we'll choose finalists and choose our 2 representatives that are going to go to the virtual Jimmy Awards this year.
So May 22nd at 7:30 will be a live stream of this year's Jerry Awards, so you want to tune into that. Just so you're all aware, at the time of this announcement, it is May. The schedule is subject to change, and COVID protocols may be in place at the time, which could include everything from mask wearing to temperature checking to whatever else there is. So keep that all in mind. Thank you all for coming out here live today. Give yourselves a round of applause for being here, because I love to see you live. Thank you all for all of you who are watching our announcement, and I hope to see you again soon in the theater. Goodbye, Karra.
Bye, Tim.
Nice to see you.
I know.
I know. It's nice to be in the same room without a mask on.
Yep.
Have a good night.